Hi everyone, this is Joe the Lantern, and I'm here with another prop review video. Today I will be reviewing the Blood Brothers from Spirit Halloween. This is a new for 2019 prop. As far as I can tell, it's exclusive to Spirit Halloween, and it was online only. And in fact, on the box itself, I was unable to find any sort of manufacturer or distributor for the prop other than Spirit themselves. So the structure of it kind of tells me that it's seasonal visions, but the quality of it tells me that it's not, if that makes any sense. It's actually a very high quality prop. We'll get to the specifics in a second. So I couldn't really find out exactly who made this, if it really was designed and sold directly from Spirit. I have no idea. But anyway, just some of the basics of the prop. This is a animatronic that features a two-headed creature, kind of like a zombie type of creature. I don't know if to say they or he, but they are wearing a looks like a mechanic's jumpsuit, which makes me believe that they are supposed to be like zombie mechanics. If you could see below their heads, they each have name tags, and this part I really like. And I'll get close-ups of that later. But the one to the left is named Billy, and the one to the right is named Bob. So I thought that was pretty clever and funny. The whole body kind of moves side to side, and the heads also turn. One thing I did notice about it is that the left head turns very slightly compared to the right head. And so I don't know if that's just a malfunction on mine or if that's just typical of all the props. Very difficult to look at videos of a prop that they only release the same sort of sneak peek videos as they did for the props that are in stores. So being that this was online only, the only videos that really exist from Spirit is the very short clip that they released as a sneak peek. So it doesn't really make sense that they did a sneak peek video for a prop that was not going to ever appear in stores. So I wish they did a lengthier video. So the video is kind of like fast moving around the prop itself, and there's a lot of animation. There is a lot of animation in the prop, but it's hard to see how much the heads actually turn compared to how mine does. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty much overall happy with the prop, but let's go ahead and take a look at the specifics of the prop itself. So first, taking a closer look at the heads of the prop themselves. They're not exactly identical. They're a little bit different from each other. They kind of both make the same noise, and you'll see that in the animation later. The material used on the heads are like a very pliable latex, which provides for very smooth motion for animation, which I really like a lot. They have these kind of like neck cuff things. Not sure if it's supposed to make it look like they were, escaped from some sort of asylum or something like that, and they broke free. But really what this does, it kind of will conceal where the neck latex kind of overlaps where the chest latex is, which is kind of a good way to hide it, because it does, when you see the latex of the neck turn at the latex of the chest, it does give it kind of like a unrealistic effect. So they did a pretty good job of concealing that, I thought. Although it does inhibit some of the movement that I also found out. So here's the chest, which kind of is right here. Also kind of a thin latex. It ends there, and it's covered by this undershirt, or a piece of an undershirt. And I'm gonna undo the clothing here just so I can show you. This is the only part I don't really care for in terms of the whole body structure. Otherwise, it's really good quality. But if I lift up this shirt, they have this large protruding metal piece here, and it really makes their chest kind of pop out a little more than necessary, and just gives it comes out. Let me get a side view of it. It kind of comes out to like a point, which is kind of awkward. I wish they would have just used like that plastic blister kind of a chest that they usually use for props if they wanted to bulk them out a little bit more. In fact, I thought that was the back. I thought when I put it up the first time, I thought that I had it backwards. But anyway, that was just a small complaint that I had about it. Over here, you can see this is the name tag that says Billy, and here's the name tag that says Bob. The clothing is just one piece, except for the separate undershirt part. It's just one piece of like a jumpsuit, like I said, kind of bloodied up. Very good quality. It's a very nice thick material. It's not thin like some other props that you might see. The hands are also very well detailed and very good quality. And it's a nice hard plastic. And then if I just lift up the sleeves here, you can see that it's pretty much a standard. Arms are the metal arms with the foam wraparound. You can see here, this is kind of like different. They have those metal pins to kind of hold the hand into place. And it does move around a lot, so I could see that it could possibly, pop out any moment. So that was a good idea to kind of put that in there. And then just moving down on the prop itself. And if you remember from my last prop review, I was complaining about the fact that a lot of props, that their shoes are really horrible quality. The shoes on this prop are fantastic. They're nice, hard plastic. They're not going to corrode over time or in the weather. They're really, really good quality. So I really appreciate that. So anyway, that is pretty much the entire prop from head to toe. I'm going to go ahead and open up the clothing so I can show you the inside and the inner workings of it. So now looking at the inside of the structure of the prop itself, you can see the little arm to the left that rotates the left head. The arm to the right rotates the opposite head. Here is the speaker box and the main module there. It does have a speaker volume control. It has, of course, the typical, step pad, try me, whatever, sorry, try me step pad function, and then it does have an external speaker option as well. So as you can see, pretty much basic, very, very easy setup. Otherwise, this is the rotating arm that turns the entire body, and that is about it. It has a sensor right here on the front, concealed, almost looking like a button, and just one of those that you Velcro in from the inside. Sensor works really well, and I'll probably have it on sensor because it will be where I plan to have it will be right where people will be walking by. So let's go ahead and put his clothes back on and turn him on, and you can see him in motion. So there are the Blood Brothers from Spirit Halloween, new this year. Like I told you, the movement on the heads themselves are pretty not as much as I thought they were going to be. The body moving themselves, the body moving itself, in addition to the mouths moving, is enough animation for me. And the mechanisms, like I showed you before. Hold on a second. So I went ahead and turned off the volume, so you're just going to hear the mechanics of their jaws moving right now, but I'm going to show you. As you can see, as the body turns, the mechanisms for both heads are fully turning their respective head functions. But as you can see, the heads themselves don't turn all that much. So I think that was just kind of slightly poor design, that they didn't use longer arms for the heads in the module itself to make more movement. But like I said, I love the mouth movement and I love the body movement. So the lacking head movement is not that big of a deal. And as I've stated in the past, I have not been a big fan of Spirit Halloween in recent years in general for their animatronics. Nor was I too big of a fan of the props that they offered this year, especially the ones in store. But truth be told, when I saw these guys, their video online, given my theme this year, which is not fully but partially freak show, I knew I definitely could use a two-headed animatronic. And these guys, I really liked the prop a lot. It was definitely taking a chance buying it for, you know, wasn't cheap, but you know, taking the chance to buy it without seeing it in person and only going off the video, not seeing too much other information about it online, definitely was a chance taker on my part. But overall, I'm happy with the prop. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give them a 7. Again, the head movement, only because it was advertised as having head movement, it should be a little more animated in that department. I wish the facial, I would say the facial composition was a little more realistic. I think they could have done it a little bit better on the eyeballs and the pupils themselves. The paint job on the mouth and the face. Otherwise, I think it's a great prop. Really high quality, and that's probably, for me personally, that's the biggest selling point, is the fact that it's such a high quality prop, more so than a lot of other mass-produced props that I've bought in recent years. So I'm very happy with that. So there you go, the Blood Brothers from Spirit Halloween, and there's my review. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, keep it creepy.